He looks like a church.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he does.
Mm-hmm.
I actually follow those cats on Instagram.
On our Instagram too. I'm always like, where the fuck are these cats?
And one of them died, and I'm like, they're
No!
Yeah.
There's like 3 of them.
Grumpy cat.
I know.
Yeah, I was so depressed.
Yeah, he like, I love
That's
like,
my cat Pepper.
she's a
Bitch.
feral animal.
She's the worst cat. Yeah.
She just got me a little bit, like, there was like very little bit here.
Okay.
But she is.
Oh, are we like?
Yeah, we should be
She's
live.
nice.
I was like, oh my god. Alright, let me just make sure this is good.
Are we still good on this end?
I think we're good,
Great.
yeah.
I think we're good over here.
I think we're good.
For those of you who are
Nice.
joining us, hello, whoever's out there.
Hi.
This is a podcast that we're attending a special guest on called Ghoul On Ghoul in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As you know, we've been traveling. We haven't been doing any live actual episodes for GrimmLifeCollective, instead doing a lot of live stuff. These fine folks invited us on here to talk Grim Life stuff. To tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yes. Sarah, you do the pitch better than me.
Well, thank you. So hi, I'm Sarah. Ghoul On Ghoul is a supernatural, sex-positive horror comedy podcast featuring first-person encounters with paranormal and other cool, creepy stuff. That's Amanda.
I'm Amanda, hi.
I was like, I said all that in one breath.
You always do.
Every time.
Do you practice in the mirror?
I love it.
There was a spate where we had like a few weeks off and then I just couldn't say it. Like I couldn't get back into it, which is fine because our whole podcast vibe is just nonsense. So if you listen and be prepared.
I like to say hello as I actually
Are people
cool.
commenting?
Yeah.
Hi!
I apologize for my sweat stains. I think they might be gone now, actually.
I apologize for my weird cleavage.
We've been doing this for about an hour now, and it's been great. So we thought we'd invite you in for the next
I've
hour
like
or
5
so,
times.
whatever.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay,
Thank
just
you
keep
for
going.
showing up. I've never done a live video, so.
We've never done a podcast.
First time!
Oh my god!
We are all no longer virgins.
So,
I was just about to start singing Like a Virgin. Yeah, we listened to the new Madonna album. It's weird, guys.
I haven't touched it yet. I've heard a lot of people say, sorry, I keep forgetting. I've heard a lot of people say that if she could just really go back to being her weird self, like it would be better. Like she's trying to maybe too hard to reach a generation right now.
Yeah.
what was the one, like, persona she had that was, like, frozen? And she was, like,
Oh yeah,
like a black
that was like her
witch?
geisha period.
Oh, yeah, that was,
I love
Isn't
that
it
her
black
like
hair?
I'm into
Yeah.
Kabbalah now. I
Yeah.
loved that. Just be into
Oh,
Kabbalah
yeah.
more.
I forgot about that phase.
Yeah. Ugh. That was when I was like, have you heard of this new girl named Madonna? Like I was like I was so into it and then I was like,
Who's that girl?
right. Oh, she
I
just
love that movie.
keeps changing.
that movie.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you would just go back to that, like, I'm unapologetically wearing a bra on stage as my outfit. Like, it's so not a thing anymore. Like, nothing is very shocky, but it's like, I felt she was the most free, probably, with her artism.
With the cotton bras?
Yeah, with the cotton
Yeah.
bras. Like, I feel like she's, like, the most just comfortable in herself, and it just seems like she does keep trying to be like, as I'm getting older, hello, new people.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I feel like because there's culture's so niche now that she can't quite find. She can't quite get a cultural foothold.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Amanda Waltz. I'm a cultural critic.
Or it's like she's done it and I'm moving on. Like maybe some artists really do just like they keep changing and shedding and changing and shedding until they feel like that's just.
They
I don't
keep
know.
molting.
They molt.
They molt.
They molt. That's a favorite word today. Molt.
Like a cicada or
Yeah.
apparently a tarantula, which I
Tarantulas.
did not
Yeah.
know they
Yeah.
did.
They do.
And now I'm obsessed.
You can find videos online and like you can see it actually happening, and then people do like the time lapse ones where it just looks like they kind of like just shiver and they get cut off. But it does not happen that way. It's like a long, like an 8-hour process.
I am such a
Yeah.
time-lapse video slut. Like, I
It's
love
cool.
It's because I watched The Secret Garden, the movie in the 90s. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Secret
Wait, is there
Garden.
molting in the Secret Garden?
There is not molting, but there's a lot of time-lapse
Time-lapse.
photography of like roots like reaching
yeah.
into the ground.
It's
Where
beautiful.
oh my god,
He
it's
hates
the
it.
best.
You
Really?
like the Secret Garden?
Yes.
Well, all right. So
Sorry, 3 of us.
no, growing
Get out of
up.
my house.
We're gonna fight tonight.
Growing up, my sister watched The Secret Garden like there was no tomorrow. Like we had on VHS, and she would always watch it.
Does your sister party?
Yeah. Does she want to be on the podcast?
Does she want to do a high tea with us sometime?
Oh my god.
The movie that I always watched was The Midnight Hour. Like all the time. Did you ever see that one?
Oh.
No.
Wait, is that the one with Vincent Price?
No.
Okay. Wait,
No.
what one is that one?
The the Midnight Hour was about, what's the guy from Reading Rainbow?
Oh,
LeVar
Burton?
Burton?
Yeah, he's in it, and he
What?
plays a zombie.
What?
And- Right?
That sounds like it could be kind of
And it's,
racist.
I'm dead, I'm dying, everybody's trying to get dead. That song.
Is he like a Haitian zombie? Or is like a
Do you remember like Dawn of the Dead, how they're
Look
all
at
like
us, we're
blue
like, we're the
zombies?
Trekkies over here, and we know none of this.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm just like
I'm
let's
a
get
light
into this.
Yeah.
Trekkie. I should.
And,
And
like,
I'm really just entertained.
His Halloween
I'm playing
costume
it, it's okay.
is he wraps himself in toilet paper
I mean,
and
I
throws
thought
eggs
that was
on
a lot
them.
of the
He
other
throws
people, yeah.
eggs on himself?
Yeah, that's
I'm
his Halloween
very
costume. It's
confused
creepy.
by all
It's a
of
good
this.
movie. The
It's like-
Midnight Hour.
Okay. I bet you our boys at the Neon Brainiacs would know about that.
But yeah, shout out Neon Brainiacs.
Shout out Neon Brainiacs.
If you're into like niche 80s horror films and just like two like lovely men talking about them in a pure way, Neon Brainiacs.
Neon
That sounds
Brainiacs.
like an amazing Saturday night.
Yeah, they're great.
They're really lovely.
They're great.
So speaking of, so I guess you two seem like pretty ghoulish. I mean, I'm only assuming, just from.
Thank you.
Thank you. We like the
Thank you.
spooky.
You're welcome. I guess like what kind of got you interested in the macabre
Hey, John.
and horror?
Oh man, like. I mean, this is.
Can you trace it?
Yeah, I think I can. For me, so I'm 37. I was born. in
You're
1982.
37?
I'm 37. Everyone's always so shocked.
Fucking sunscreen.
I'll be
Retinol.
40 next week.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Also,
We're-
fucking sunscreen.
Yeah, we're a lot older than people think we are. So for me, 1982, The Dark Crystal came out. Beautifully dark movie. And Muppets and shit, you know? And,
Right. And Muppets and
And
shit.
Muppets and shit,
Muppets
you know?
and shit, bro.
I mean, you know, you're brought up on like Sesame Street, and then The Dark Crystal comes out, and you're like,
Yeah, it's. Oh, did you know that
where
they're
have you
coming out
been
with
all
the?
my life?
Did you hear about the Netflix series? It's gonna be
Yes.
next level.
And so I feel like I was already like geared up for like the dark life, because around the same time, Legend came out with Tim Curry.
Legend!
Darkness. I mean, so fucking hot. Yeah,
Oh yeah, wait, Tim
live-
Curry.
live for him.
Oh
as
my
darkness.
god. Okay.
I like it's on Tom Cruise.
No.
No.
I mean
Tim
Tom
Curry.
Cruise is fine.
No, well, he's in it. Tom Cruise is in it. He plays
is.
Jack. But
Right.
yeah, Tom Curry is our. I said Tom Curry.
Perfect combination.
Oh my god, can you
Tom
imagine?
Curry. Tom Curry, call me. No, okay. Legend was like part of my sexual awakening.
Yes!
Yes!
Thank you!
Yes! Wow.
Yes,
We
oh
have
my God.
maybe the same sexy childhood. I'm not sexy childhood, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
No, that's accurate. I feel that was accurate. I felt like I was actually very like sexually awakened as a young child. Like I knew I liked girls like in kindergarten.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of a late in life thing for me.
Yeah.
But
Same.
I remember like I guess my parents were watching it, or maybe my older sister or something. I was like walking back and forth like to see the TV.
But like, it's a guilty pleasure, right? Like,
Yeah,
am
where I was
allowed
like,
to
I'm
see
not
this?
supposed
Like,
to.
I don't think I'm. Yeah.
And there was like that like moment when she was like, I'm gonna dance with this dress that's gonna turn me evil. I was like, how do I get that dress though?
Yes.
Yes, because I was like, how do you? And then in like Sailor
Oh my
Moon,
God.
there's like that really fucked up season where like Sailor Moon's future daughter comes
Like,
back and
twin.
is like put in
I
a
was
box and then
Yeah.
turns out older and evil and hot.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I was like, just get me that dress, get me that box, turn me into like a
So,
weird evil hench
The
princess.
fucked up part for me
Yeah.
is that
Oh my
I
God.
first was introduced to Legend in a strictly religious home. It was not my home. I was a couple girls lived across the street from me, and
Oh, yeah.
I came into the house because we were going to go play or something, but they had finished like some paperwork, for school. And,
Some paperwork for school.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
the Johnson account.
school paperwork.
Yeah.
Give me that W4 stat.
And like Legend is just on in the background, like precariously. But their mother was like super strict religious. Like,
Wow.
don't you dare say I swear to God or
Oh,
God.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, how dare you take the name of my baby? So And they had like religious studies constantly, so I knew them as like a strict religious family. And this legend is precariously on the background, and I'm like, they're gonna change it at like any second. And I'm trying not to seem too interested, because I'm like, I'm going to hell for this or something. And I was like, what is this? I just finally see, what are you guys watching? They're like, oh, that's legend. Like, they don't even fucking care.
Like,
and I'm like, so confused.
Yeah.
So confused. I'm like, there's like basically the devil right there on the
and he's
like,
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
maybe because spoilers for Legends.
I'm like, mentally, I'm like, you
defeated
bit eat the
the
apple. Like, just fucking catch it right? Like,
Eat it.
Yeah.
Come on, Persephone.
God damn it.
Come on.
Yeah.
You can be Hecate.
When the host
She's
came
the
out of
queen
the
of the
mirror,
dead. Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure I had my first orgasm. I'm not sure. But, dude, like, and such a weird thing, right? Like, this is a sex positive channel today, guys.
This is the content that the ghouls live for.
Wow.
Anyone who's joining us.
It's like I just keep winking because I don't know what else to do.
Can I like how Mike and I just keep looking at each other like, I don't think I've sat all the way through Legend.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
I've seen bits and pieces.
It's all about unicorns.
So-
Hi, Charles. Hi, Steve.
We're stopping in Atlanta, Georgia on the way back, and I'm taking her to the Center for Puppetry Arts.
Oh, it's in Georgia?
Yeah,
They
it's
have
got
a lot of dark crystal there.
Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. I don't know if I'm gonna take her now.
She might hump a puppet.
She might. You go, don't hump a puppet in Georgia. You know, they put you in jail for a long.
That is sincerely not beneath me. I'm just gonna admit that right now.
Nice.
Oh Lord, that was amazing. Wow,
Yeah.
we just saw something.
Did you just create the Hump It Museum?
Hump it!
Maybe.
Well, there's also like
Maybe
adult Muppet
trademark.
series, you know, like.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of like adult puppet shows
Oh, yeah.
too. There's
God.
like
Look, we all want to fuck a puppet. It's fine. Sorry, I don't know if the F word's okay.
I mean, Sam the Eagle can get it.
He's so
Right, is that on Sesame
stern.
Street?
I think he's just a Muppet.
He's a
He's a
Muppet.
Muppet.
He is
The
for
Muppet
Sesame
Show.
He,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Disney.
He is.
Yeah, he's part of the
He's Disney
Whoa,
property
whoa,
now.
whoa, whoa.
No, that's
No,
So
no,
he's
no.
the one who's like,
yeah.
oh, I don't approve of this.
He doesn't
I'm an
approve of
eagle.
anything.
I don't.
Yeah, he doesn't approve of a damn thing except for America, apparently.
Give me that Sam the Eagle dick.
It's perfect timing. It's the 4th coming up.
Yeah, right? It's your patriotic fuck. That's a really good Sam V.
That's a really good.
That's
it's
fucking
like,
Wow.
He's got the wings and everything, and he's just.
he's got a very square chin.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Just
Yeah,
like,
he's always deeply scowling.
I feel like John Hamm would make a great Sam the Eagle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw some feathers on his face and
Guys.
he pretty much got something to
Facebook? Yeah. This is Facebook, right?
This? No, this is YouTube.
Oh, this is YouTube?
Or as I like to
YouTube.
say, ooh, tube.
Nice.
Tubers.
Tubers.
Who do you think would make a great human Sam the Eagle? Sarah says John Hamm.
I can see it.
I see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it.
So while we're on the subject of Disney, and I asked you this question off mic and off camera,
Right.
but I would love to return to it. So while I was checking out your channel, I was like, these guys, ghouls to the max, like Eileen Wernos, like Edgar Allan Poe's grave. I was like, I love like the breadth, I love the depth, like everything's great. And then I noticed all of the Disney stuff. And I'm like a longtime Disney hater. Like I had the opportunity to go to Disney as an adult, like with my family, to like see my nephew experience it for the first time. And I was like, I know I should want that, but I don't. I've just never been a Disney person. So, I mean, like, I watched all of the movies growing up. Like, I'm 33, so, like, grew up in the heyday of great Disney movies. But as an adult, I'm just not into it. So I was wondering, you know, and I know you've gotten these comments before about, like, ew, why Disney? I'm like, ooh, why Disney?
Yeah.
Just talk about it.
Remember how I told you when we first met that it's best to be drunk when you watch videos? This is the perfect example.
Does that apply to Disney too?
Yes. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No.
Most parents are drinking, like day drinking at Disney.
Yeah.
It is like a full-on thing.
Here's the thing though, I will say, the scariest movies I watched as a kid, and I didn't have a lot of censorship in my house because I had teen siblings, so it was like whatever they were watching, I was watching it, so I watched Roadhouse with like my brother when I was 8.
Yeah.
but the scariest movies I ever watched were Disney movies. Like Pinocchio is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
we
that's
did have to walk out of Fantasia in the theater when I was little because the end is so scary.
I don't do Fantasia.
Really?
That movie
Fantasia's a
scared the
lot.
crap out of me in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Sorry.
We have a very professional setup, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
People, a lot of people they kind of overlook it because princesses and, you know.
Right.
But every Disney movie has a villain. Every Disney movie
Right.
has like a dark
Parents are
side to
dying.
it. Yeah. And in
Yes,
almost
so
every
many
Disney
orphans.
movie, in 90% of Disney movies, a parent or an adult in the family dies, and that sets the path a lot, you know, for a lot of the films. And I mean, earlier on, they were so dark, and I mean, that's something that a lot of people don't realize. And I think for us, you know, there's the villain. We gravitate to the villains. So I mean,
You
yeah.
have a shirt that
But
says
it's
Disney
villains.
Villains.
Yeah.
After hours.
After
hours.
This Disney
Right.
fucks.
You wanna do some hentai with Ursula?
No!
Right?
You want to buy some tickets to After Hours at Disney Villains?
It's like
1-800
Yeah.
WDW. Disney.
our villains are waiting to hear your call.
I've always thought for me that, and I don't want to lie for you, but I mean, I was brought up on musicals, you know, so me and my mom would be singing to Seven Brides for Seven Brothers or Oklahoma
Ooh,
or what
wow.
have you.
Rogers and Hammerstein. Oof, okay.
I've seen like Cats and Phantom of the Opera at least 10 times on stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so Phantom of the Opera also would
Kinda
bet, right?
hot, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I wasn't even a musicals
absolutely.
kid and I would.
So like I think the Disney for us came into play because it was also musically driven. So it's something that you could
Yeah.
kind of plop your kid in front of. But like I mean, if you think about it, Sesame Street, every child learning something or other has music to go along with it, has songs to go along with it.
Yeah.
And like you said, you know, back when we were coming up as kids, Disney was really kind of getting into their animated heyday. So the 70s were all like the live action stuff, and that kind of started to fizzle out. And they really started heavy hitting it with the animations in the 80s. And I don't think I was obsessed with mermaids at that age, but then The Little Mermaid came out and like
The Little Mermaid was the one that kicked it back
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
and that means that was
Yeah.
a bit dark too. And then, you know,
Oh,
Beauty
yeah.
and the Beast, it was just kind of like that opening with like the rose and like the witch, and I'm like, ooh, witches.
I love Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
You can fix him, it's okay.
Oh, maybe you say.
Literally.
Ooh.
Yes, Bruce, yes. Oklahoma, yes.
Oh,
Disney.
jeez.
Bruce is into it.
Oh yeah.
Disney for me holds a very, very special place actually.
Yeah.
I love
Oh.
horror. I remember
Yeah,
the
same.
first time I watched my first horror movie. I remember what it was. I remember what I felt like.
What was
And
it?
like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Wow,
Yeah.
you started off big. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, my first was Jaws, and I didn't know what a shark was because I was
So-
very young.
My first was Freddy.
And
Really? Wow, you guys are intense.
that's why we are screwed
Family
up.
just-
I love it.
Yeah.
So in Crafton there was a video store called West Coast Video.
Oh, I had a West Coast.
It was amazing.
Oh, I love West Coast.
And my mom was the kind of mom that she was not there. So she would take us to the movie theater and say, rent whatever you want, have fun, and then you can just stay at home and watch it.
Thanks, absentee moms
Right.
and dads.
And I remember I rented Texas Chainsaw Massacre and I took it home.
You were like, I love woodworking. Let's do this.
Right? And I watched it, and my sister was asleep. We had the sleeping bags, and we were staying
Was
up
your
all
sister
night.
older or younger?
Younger.
Okay.
And I put it in the VCR, and the sunspots of that movie at the very beginning turned the whole room blood red and scared the shit out of me. And from that point on, horror was it.
Yeah.
Like, I was hooked.
I will say, if you're gonna start with horror, I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is you went full, just
In.
totally ambitious.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Right, yeah.
I was just like, I'm gonna do it. And
I just remember mine. A very heavily edited Turner Classic Movies aired version of The Exorcist.
Ooh, yeah.
And I watched it with my dad, who was like, I was like older. I was in high school, maybe late middle school, and he was like, "Oh, I remember this. Like people used to like puke in the theaters because of like the subliminal messaging." And I was like,
Yeah.
"What's that?" And he told me, and I was like, oh no, we're being constantly manipulated by media forces all the time. Yeah, and
The real horror.
The real horror. Media. Yeah, so The Exorcist, Chainsaw Massacre, Freddy, Jaws.
Jaws, yeah, and Jaws is still my favorite movie to this day.
Do you remember a movie called Something Wicked This Way
Oh,
Comes?
100%.
It's a Ray Bradbury story,
Did
right?
you also know that it was Disney that made it?
Yeah, it's a really good movie. It's a
Oh.
legit.
Amazing.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I haven't.
Oh, come over. We'll get high. We'll drink. We'll watch Something
It's
Wicked This Way.
amazing.
Oh my god.
We agree with you, RJ. Sorry, I'm reading comments as they come in.
Oh,
They're
please.
saying that The Exorcist, when it first released, was a complete phenomenon, and I think we're right there with you.
It was. Well, yeah, because it was. There was a lot of like shot cuts
Yeah.
and all kinds of.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Wow, that's crazy. Texas Chainsaw. Have you seen? You had to have seen the second one.
Yes.
Yeah, which is bananas, and I love it. but it's interesting because I feel like the more I watch Texas Chainsaw, because I watched it, I had a horror film class in college. I went to film school, but we watched it, and then I think that was the first time I watched it in its entirety. Was in a room with a bunch of other students, which was very strange. And then I watched it again. The third time I watched it, I was like, this movie's kind of funny. There's like the part where Leatherface is running around in the apron, like the ruffly apron, and just being like, ugh. I was like, wait a second, this is very humorous.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Sometimes I feel like horror is like that. Like when it gets really gratuitous, and I was kind of like, okay, I get it. And then like I think it kind of takes it away from me because you're just kind of like the bubble pops. You know, like the wall comes down or something, and it's like, okay, well.
I think horror and comedy
Yeah.
really share a lot of
I think they do, yeah.
DNA.
I can't remember the name of the YouTube channel, but we recently just found this channel. It's cracking me up, and I gotta tell you about it.
Okay.
And you. So,
It was the 6th time I've winked. I can't stop winking.
Do you
I was like, you? I don't know. I
So-
don't know what to do.
there's a YouTube channel, and you can find it very easily, who's taking monsters like Friday the 13th,
Okay.
Jason, Michael Myers, and making them sing songs.
Cute.
It's hilarious. So, yeah, so they have Michael Myers, ready for this? George Michael Myers.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious.
Is it fake?
It's
Oh,
so good though.
It's somebody wearing a mask, singing, and recreating the video. It's hilarious. And there was one for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know the song "I Got Friends" and
Low
Low
places.
places.
But
yeah.
I
So
was like, it's Garth Brooks. Do you want us to sing it real quick? We'll just sing it.
thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah.
My like, karaoke machine.
But the video is Leatherface singing "I Got Friends and I Wear Their Faces." It's hilarious.
That's amazing.
I'm delighted by this.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah,
Love it.
well, it's probably in your history. Well, we're filming with our phone today, so we can't look it up. But I remember, it's one of those things he was discovering while we're in the car, and he's laughing his face off, and he has such
No pun intended.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, that was a good transition.
See, he loves really bad movies sometimes, and really
Like what?
like
Like
bad
what,
B
Michael?
films, like just the worst ever
Like
made
God
B
Monster
films.
of Yucca Flats or whatever that one is called.
Probably, yeah. So like,
Jesse James versus Dracula.
if he's laughing,
yeah,
half the
that's-
time I don't know if I'm gonna like it, and I'm gonna be like rolling my eyes, and he's like, no, you gotta watch it, and I'm like, I don't want to. And then he plays it, and I'm like, yes.
Here's the thing, I have been binging, I don't know why, but so my husband goes to bed really early. Sorry guys, I'm taken.
Wink, wink,
ladies.
right?
Wank. But so my husband goes to bed really early. I do not. Early for me is like 1 a.m. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
I have an early night.
I'm the same. He falls asleep 5 minutes in, like getting into bed, and I'm still up at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad. But so what I do is I'm like, well, I have to watch something that he would never watch because I can't. Oh, hey girl, hey girl, hey. And so a lot of times that is riff tracks or Mystery Science Theater. So I've been
That's how I keep
binging
up
riff
on my Star
tracks.
Trek. Because he
Oh.
won't watch it.
Oh really?
What, you mean Deep Dork 9?
Yes.
There you go.
Rude.
Yeah. So I've been watching a lot of riff tracks, and here's the thing: you would think that like the
Hey Kevin from Canada, hi.
you would think that like if the movie is like extremely bad,
Mm-hmm.
it's like ooh, it's gonna be like the most fun. Actually, the worse the movie is, the less fun I have watching it. Like, there are some movies where I'm like, this is so bad I can't even watch them make fun of it. Like,
The new Child's Play.
have you seen it?
Really?
Is it out?
Went to the drive-in
Yes.
her first time.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely.
My very first time at a drive-in, I mean, we had them, of course, everyone had them throughout the United States, and just by the time I was old enough to go, they were gone.
I know.
And,
we have a lot in Pittsburgh, actually.
Yeah.
Weirdly
Uh,
enough.
what was the name of the one we went to?
The old Triple X one.
The dependable driver.
Dependable.
There you go,
Yeah,
they know.
I
They know.
watched
It's
that,
dependable,
yeah.
all right.
Oh, yeah.
So it was Annabelle Comes Home, which is really good.
Because it used to be an old
Oh.
Triple X theater.
I like
Annabelle
like
comes home.
penis.
And Child's Play, and we're kind of like psyched, you know. And
Sure.
We're hearing everyone say, "Oh my God, how much I loved it!" And yes, he doesn't look good on picture on the internet, but once you see the film, he's actually really great. And we're like, fair enough. You
He's
know,
like a robot.
It was like if Chucky was Siri.
yeah, it's like a
Okay.
Siri like
100% like it.
Okay.
So, spoilers, if you guys don't want to know about how that Chucky story plays out, you know, stop watching or turn
Or
away
if you
something
wanna
like that. Or
skip
if
it.
you
Well,
don't-
you haven't seen
yeah.
it either.
Do you
Oh, I
okay.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So, basically, a scorned worker turns off all of his protocols.
Okay.
So, he has no safety protocols anymore. So, he's literally just a little toy robot on the road.
Oh, interesting.
And the doll is like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's just so bad. Like,
I see the pictures and I'm like, he just kind of looks like if they gave Teddy Ruxpin like weird crystallized eyes.
Yes. Yes.
It's very strange.
It's funny you
Um,
say that because they're like launching a second string of them, and now you can get a bear. So it literally is Teddy Ruxpin.
I don't know.
Anywho,
Yeah.
we don't need to talk about Child's Play. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's really
Okay.
not worth
Go
it.
see it.
No.
Wait, did you say Pet Cemetery, yes or no? I can't remember.
Pet Cemetery, yes, that's what we saw.
Okay, because I've
Yeah.
read a lot of no reviews, which
I'm a no.
You're a
The
no?
first
Hard
one,
no.
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, so I mean, I did not see Pet Cemetery until like Pet Cemetery, the original, until like earlier this year, and I loved it.
Oh, the
Like, I
original
loved
is
it
amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so
Yeah.
campy and so
And
weird.
so I was like, I can't wait for them to like push the camp elements like even more. I can't wait for like maybe a slightly more like grown up version. I felt like there was a lot of like dynamics between the mom and dad that I thought could be explored more. Y'all know. I just really wish, like, as much as like we're talking about how like our childhood loves like informed who we are now as people, I just wish they would stop marketing our childhoods back to us in such a patently unoriginal way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like it's totally fine to make
There's
something
so
that's
many originals they could do
like
they want.
Chucky. Yeah. And instead they're like, well,
why are you taking this away
but
from
what if we just make Child's Play again, but with Aubrey Plaza? Millennials love her. And it's like, I do love Aubrey Plaza. However, just make something original with her.
Do you watch Black Mirror?
I actually don't.
I haven't in a while.
Okay, so the new season of Black Mirror, they do something that's very similar to the Child's Play story that's out now, and it works.
Okay.
And it was amazing. And oddly enough, it has Miley Cyrus in it.
Oh, yes. She's a problematic fave. But
Phenomenal.
I do wish her well.
When you were talking about Pet Cemetery, we were talking to somebody about a 9-year-old who saw the new Pet Cemetery, and he said it wasn't scary enough. A 9-year-old.
That's pretty
Nice.
bad.
And he wanted to see
Is that my child? Do I have a child and not
and he wanted to see the original, but he didn't know if he wanted to because the new movies are supposed to be scarier. And I literally told him, well, I said, watching the original was kind of like watching death happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
intense.
I mean,
Yeah.
you feel it, you smell
Yeah.
it, you experience it.
It's
You're
gross.
way more emotionally involved in the characters in the first one than
Yeah.
the
Oh,
second one.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
like,
sure.
you really feel it, and I would actually say, like if the Pet Cemetery comes through to like a dollar theater, most places have a dollar theater, and I think it actually is in most of them right now. Go see it for $1. I think if you were seeing it on a big screen, but you're probably not gonna like it. You're probably gonna be a little disappointed. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's certain aspects that were like played upon that were kind of cool, but they dropped the ball. So it's kind of cool seeing some of the locations and scenes on a big screen, you know.
Yeah.
But as a story as a whole, they really dropped the ball. Like, there's so much they could have done. And then you're like,
Yeah. It's kind of like when I saw the new It, I liked it. I thought it was fine, but it kind of felt, and I've said this on my Twitter, at Cats Blanchard. I can't even say
What is
it
your
on
Twitter?
At Cats Blanchard. At Cats Blanchard. Also, we have a Twitter, Ghoul at School Pod. But I said this on Twitter. I said it feels like a starter horror movie. It feels like if I were 12 and saw the new it would have blown my fucking mind. And I will say though that creepy Tommy Skarsgård, as we like to call him, is amazing as Pennywise.
Yeah.
I think he's incredible.
So good.
But it's.
I also loved Castle Rock. You did not like it as much, but I
I
thought
didn't like
Castle
the
Rock on
end.
Hulu was quite good.
I didn't like the end.
it's a slow crawler.
Yeah.
Castle Rock. Yeah. Like, it starts off, like, really slow, right? I've gotten in, like, maybe 3 episodes, and I'm kind of waiting for, like, something to happen. So,
Right.
Oh, really?
Girl,
Yeah.
things
My crazy
happen.
lady,
Shh, don't listen. No, I like a slow crawler is my Jimmy jam. Like
Yeah.
all I
Jimmy
want
jam.
is just like a moody, atmospheric where it's just like 90% like a lady in a room and she's scared but you don't know why. And
Yeah.
then but just like it's very like emotional and
so like Victorian.
Right.
horror.
Yes,
Like Gothic.
I'm a bonnet ghoul, as I've tried to trademark before, where I'm like, oh, is there a costume in this? It's
Quit
great,
quit trying to make Bonnet Ghoul happen.
but bonnet ghoul is happening. No, but I
Like Crimson
truly
Peak.
love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
Crimson Peak is like it's like the nth degree of all of that stuff, but yeah, I love a good
What
just
an
like gothic
insane movie.
horror
Yeah.
tale. Yeah, I watched it like by myself with just like a big bowl of popcorn and some M&Ms, and I was like,
Like,
this
it
is the
wasn't
best.
scary. Like,
Oh
love,
no.
No.
I love
No.
the word. It was beautiful and just kind of like, it was like sexy horror.
It
It was very sexy.
delightful. It's like if you could mute Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, it's the perfect movie.
That's
And
like
then you
one of my
turn the sound
favorites.
on,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh no, Keanu!
Right, yeah.
I want the best for you, but
Exactly.
buddy, you're just
I-
not doing great.
Bram Stoker's Dracula is one of those movies that, like, regardless of what edition comes out, I'm buying it.
Oh,
like,
oh,
I
it's a
saw
great
it in
movie.
theater.
Like,
It's like a little kid. They let me in.
we're in
Kids
like,
and everything on screen.
oh my god, we're in the age of like aesthetics right now, and I just really feel like that started us off, where it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that this
Please
movie
do
is
not
not
do
good.
not remake it.
No.
No.
Don't touch it.
I just love that Francis Ford Coppola's like, I want to make a Hammer horror movie. I just want to make my own. And like, he
Yeah.
did. He 100%
He really
did.
did.
Bless his heart. Anyway.
So we have so we started coining our own phrases.
Great.
Right? We have our own phrases that we came up with a new one this trip.
Please, your glossary of terms.
So, oh god. So when we're on camera and we want to usually say something that's explicit, we say, "Oh, that's bad booty."
Bad booty?
Bad booty, right?
Booty.
There's a story behind that. I don't remember what it is. What is it?
Well, so it actually started in Disney because the kind of
they're little
well, when you ride the tram, they say the only 4-letter word you're allowed to say is
Ouch.
"ouch." Yeah, it's 4 letters.
Not ouchie.
What is this?
That's
Anyhow,
weird.
so we started coining this term when we start doing acting. It's called paranorman
Oh,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
the opening of the scene in the movie ParaNorman. Well, she explains it better.
Okay. So, ParaNorman, I believe, is by Kubrick.
What?
Leica? I don't remember. ParaNorman.
I would love it if it was Kubrick.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Holy shit.
I'm seeing a picture in my head and it's the wrong
It's
thing.
Leica?
Leica.
Yeah.
I think it's
It
by
could be.
Leica.
Either that or DreamWorks. I could be
I
right.
think it was Leica. The same people
Yeah.
who did
Kubo. I was thinking Kubo.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
Kubrick,
Leica,
yeah.
yeah.
They also did Kubo and they also did Coraline.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
It opens up with the main character, Norman, watching a zombie flick on TV, and the zombie's coming towards a girl, and she's screaming, and the
Okay.
zombie's moving so slow that she's about to run out of breath, and she's looking over at the camera, like, desperately, like, really?
Yeah.
That's
and
our
then you see
acting.
her go, And she continues to scream, waiting for the zombie to pull up. So it's like, it's a, nod to B-film horror,
Nice.
the original horror with zombie movies and stuff. And so, it's over the edge, campy, and probably poorly done. And you see a boom drops in at one point too, and
Beautiful.
she's like swatting it away, like get it out of my face. Yeah, so.
But you said Jimmy Jam, and I was like, what is a Jimmy Jam?
I actually don't know what a Jimmy Jam is.
Explain this Jimmy Jam.
Well, it's like you say something is your jam. I don't know, Jimmy Jam just seems to go together.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Right?
Jimmy Jam.
That is not even something I thought to patent. It's just some
This is
dumb
another
shit
Jimmy
I
Jam.
said.
Yeah.
Your new Jimmy Jam is Fat Tire Amaretto.
Right?
Nice.
Yeah. Well, Sarah also coined a lovely term, buckle your biscuits.
Buckle your biscuits.
Lose your gourd.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
this
yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talk about fiercination a lot, which is
Fiercination's a
the
big
thing that you are most fascinated by, but also instills the most fear in you.
Birds.
I like it. Oh.
Wow, okay.
Ooh, he knows a fiercination.
Frogs.
Hates bird.
For me, doppelgangers.
Yeah. Frogs.
So stay away from
scary.
yours.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm always like, who is she? What's it? You're gonna steal my life?
Man, everyone's like immediately they know what they're this, and I'm over here going, I don't know. What?
Yeah, you don't seem like you're afraid of a lot of the
I'm not-
like
Oh, I got it.
traditional.
Radioactive water.
Large heights. It's not so
Oh,
much the heights,
okay.
it's the falling.
That is
Yeah.
totally understandable.
Like,
That's an
if you're
actual.
creepy crawly, I'm cool. I will pick up all the frogs for you and toss them out the door.
Please, God, don't.
Don't.
Don't even tell me they're there.
They're plentiful in Florida.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'll never live in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, creatures, no, not at all. Most, maybe social awkwardness.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fear of public speaking.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Okay.
But
Those are some totally rational fears.
social situations, definitely.
Okay. All right.
This is my nightmare right now. It's my nightmare.
I'm having a panic attack as we speak.
I
You're
have
holding.
stage fright, yeah.
You're
I
really-
performed burlesque for a while, but the stage
Wow.
fright it was, yeah, I think.
Damn.
I gotta say, you are for somebody who's like, I have stage fright. That's a big really jumping in and tackling your fear.
You could either be on the stage or you could be on the floor, and I always was on the floor. Like
Yeah.
I could dance around in the crowd, no problem. But the second you put me as like the center of attention, I don't like it.
I'm kind of that way too. Yeah, it's like I was a comedian for a while, and it's like when I'm on stage, I'm like, wow, okay.
Continue.
No, I was a comedian. I was in a really short. I did it for a couple years, but I was kind of in a short-lived sketch comedy duo. And when we were on stage, it was like we were total theater kids. We didn't do any improv. It was like our theater. We practiced everything, and we did it, and it was fine. The second that we were off stage and people wanted to talk to us or people recognized us, it was like, oh no, don't talk to me. I became like Greta Garbo like immediately. So yeah, I totally understand that it's like I only want to be famous, but to like a very small niche group. Like if I ever was to be famous, it would be like I only want maybe like a Facebook group's worth of people to like know who I am.
You have to tell us a joke.
No.
He has one for you.
So,
Oh please.
Oh my
going
God.
back to a movie
Hi,
we
Dad.
talked about before. There's a movie called The Dark Backwards.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one with Judd
where
Nelson.
Judd Nelson,
You were telling us.
plays a comic who delivers very awkwardly. So, in spirit of that, how high can a cat jump?
I don't know how high.
Depends on how hard you kick it.
Oh no, that's terrible.
He actually submitted that to what's called
Disney.
the Laugh Floor at Disney World one day.
I love cats.
You can text in jokes for them to use
I was gonna
live
say, you
for
don't
the
seem like
show.
somebody who would actually Kit Kat.
No.
Kit's cat.
But the
Kit's
joke
cat.
that they did use was, what's green and sings?
Elvis Parsley.
Oh my god! Yes!
They do that on Bob's Burgers.
Do they really?
Yeah.
What
How
is
did I
that?
miss that?
Bob's Burgers.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a I
That's where I
think
got
a
it from.
season 1 episode where
Oh,
there's
okay.
a kid who like always says the punchline to like Gene's jokes before Gene can say it.
What's green and lives at the bottom of the ocean?
I don't remember.
Moby Pickle.
That's stupid.
That's
Sorry.
Pickle.
It doesn't make any sense.
My
They're
husband
like
would love you,
Laffy
by the
Taffy
way.
jokes. These are like the jokes you get off Laffy Taffy rappers.
Oh yeah, it's like a popsicle stick joke for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, 100%.
About 2 years ago, we were living in
The video
Savannah,
goes.
Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over.
What happened?
It's
It's
frozen.
Oh, the live froze, so it probably shut itself off.
It's probably like, this isn't funny.
Yes, yeah, we're done. Deleted from
Oh.
YouTube.
Yeah, you guys are just telling jokes.
We were living in Savannah, Georgia, and I was doing ghost tours, house tours, and walking tours.
Oh, here
right?
goes the ghost tour portion of the
Yeah.
episode.
And I would take people on this walking tour around Savannah. It was listed as like one of the most haunted cities in America.
That's what I've heard too, which I was very surprised.
It's beautiful. If you've never been there, you gotta go.
Oh, I've been. It's gorgeous.
So we would do this walking tour, and about halfway through, we would come around this church, and I'd stop everyone, and I'd tell them, and like, where you're all standing right now, in the most haunted city in the country, you're standing in the most haunted spot in that city. And they're like, what? I'm like, seriously? And I shine my flashlight at the street sign and say, this is the fright zone. And then I turn and just walk away, and they'd be like, what the hell? I spent $20 on this?
So they can
I
still hear us,
would-
but they can't see us.
Oh no!
Oh,
I would give you a tip.
it's just like a podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome.
I would like do that thing where it's like I have a 20 and I like shake your hand and give you the 20. That's amazing.
That's
Thank
really
you.
funny.
Oh my god.
Oh,
No, I
man.
love that joke. So I also did ghost tours in, if you picture Savannah, but on like 5 city blocks, Beaufort, North Carolina. And that ghost tour experience was fun. but,
Question mark.
like, it was fun for a while, but I think was like in that moment outliving or like outgrowing my theater kid experience where I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fun to dress up like a pirate and like talk about Blackbeard's house and you know like scare people next to like a 300-year-old like city block sized cemetery. And it was fun, but I was also very aware that I was like, I just passed the bar that I like want to go try to meet a boy at, you know? Like, I was like, how do I transition my like pirate ghost tour outfit into like a sensible going out outfit
Yeah.
at the end of the night?
Sensible.
A sensible going out outfit, you know, where it's like I'm still in comfortable shoes, but my titties are
And I've
showing.
seen that pirate outfit.
Yes.
Everybody has.
Everyone has seen. That was straight up pirate. That was a functional
Yeah.
Tuesday evening pirate tour. Yeah. But no, so Savannah, I've never been. Heard it was beautiful.
It's
It is.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be beautiful.
Little
Everybody
antebellum
dies
for my
alike,
taste, but
Yeah, I mean that's I think the thing with a lot of like Southern
Historical
history
yeah,
is like
yeah.
I
5 o'clock.
really.
Everything dies.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, I don't
Yeah, that's
doubt it.
another thing about the South too. They're like they all go to bed and just like drink secretly and like angrily at home.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
The South, everybody.
Yeah, they're so mad because I don't know. Anyway, but no, I feel like I always want more like context, and I'm always like, what about the slaves? Like whenever there's like a Southern historical thing that's
Right.
happening, yeah, and I
Yeah.
just feel like it's sorely lacking, and people really want to like romanticize this
Oh yeah.
South
Yeah.
that
And,
only
like, Gone with the
existed for
Wind,
certain people.
yeah.
Yeah. And so I mean that's one of the reasons why I quit.
I
but-
loathe Gone with the Wind, and I feel like
Oh,
I'm one
yeah.
of the only females out there who hate that movie.
It's so rapey.
It's so well, among other things.
I mean, it's straight up rapey and so much other stuff too.
Everyone
It's also-
always talks about the main female character, how about, you know, in the end she really loves
Oh, she's
him.
so
or whatever.
strong.
And I'm watching this movie going, bitch, you were with him for like 10, 15 fucking years. Like, how long did you expect him to wait for you?
It's also like
But they idolize that, and they're like, they
Yeah.
build their emotion. And I'm like, no, if you were to treat me that way, I would have been gone in 2 years. That
It's
is like very
2
abusive
years.
relationship kind of material.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Like,
it's also like It's a very depressing movie.
It's a very depressing
It's
movie.
very
but
long
they-
and very depressing.
We talk about romanticizing the South, and that her character, people are just like, oh my god, I just love her so much, and I'm like, I should slap you because I mean, this is what we're
She's
teaching our
awful.
young women.
Yeah.
We're teaching them to act this way towards men instead of just telling them our fucking emotions and what we want. And so they think that acting that way is okay and it's normal, and it's not. You're playing a mind game with somebody, and you don't even know you're doing it because you've been raised on this bullshit.
Oh yeah.
They're telling you that's how women are, and that's not how women are.
Here's the thing, Gen Z. I hope you never experience this movie. I hope you never have to watch it because it's garbage.
I hope they do, because Gen Z, they know bullshit. They
Protect them.
Yeah, they smell bullshit from a mile away because they've been raised on like watching YouTube and like looking at social media, and they know what authenticity actually is. And like I feel like they will only look at that movie and be like, I feel like there weren't
What
any.
is this fuckery?
Yeah, there weren't any
What is
agentic
this
people of
fuckery?
color in this movie, and just be like canceled, bye, and I'm so fine with that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Okay.
Yeah, because most of the people that are obsessed with common men are older white women.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Well, do you know Margaret Mitchell died? like, getting hit by a car.
What?
Yeah, Margaret Mitchell, who wrote Gone with the Wind, died. I think she was actually outside of a movie theater, like, ironically enough, and she got hit by a car and died. And it was like, oh well.
Oh, bummer.
Okay, so...
I get over happy when people die, but
Well,
I wasn't sad either.
Abandon
that's
it.
business for us.
Yeah.
We're like the bioexorcist, you
It's
know.
like, this is the spot where
Right.
Margaret Mitchell got hit by a car.
In
Let's
fact,
take a picture of it.
Yeah.
I would watch that. Anyway,
not
so...
glorifying death. We
we-
report on death.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah,
Continue.
I have loved having you guys here. However, we've been here for a long time, so I don't want to keep you too late. So I mentioned this to you.
Margaret Mitchell Death Car Blog.
Yes, do it. I want it. But so recommendations. Do you have any? I know you said that.
The Dark Backwards. It's a
Okay.
great movie starring Judd Nelson from
good.
Breakfast Club, and it has
Mhm.
Bill Paxton in it. He plays an amazing character. It's a twisted tale, and it'll haunt your geraniums.
Okay. Okay. Is it kind of like King of Comedy? Like that kind of level of, worse?
Remember Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles?
Yeah. I was a teen once.
Imagine that, but real life. And you ever seen Bartleby?
So no
With
no
Christy
hump
Glover?
so no humpets.
No humpets.
No
Sorry.
humpets.
No humpets.
Okay.
That's a new Queen term. Started here.
You got it. We can
Start
share
that
it. We'll share it.
All right.
You humped it here first.
I got one.
Oh wait, say that again.
You humped it here first.
You humped it here, folks. It took me a second to think because there's so many things out there to check out, but
I guess something like more recently you watched or read or saw.
Oh,
like,
God.
oh no, that's fine. I mean, whatever. If I can hear
recent
one.
is so much harder. I was actually gonna go with what I kind of got us personally talking in the beginning, which was one most people have probably never heard of. It's called The Vampire Journals by Full Moon Productions.
Oh yeah.
If you like a little bit of vampire romantic horror and titties, because Full Moon Productions.
Oh, you're speaking right to Sarah's heart.
Yeah. Filmed in Prague, which is
Oh,
just
this
filmed in
stunning.
Prague?
Filmed in Prague, so
The sexiest European city.
and it's got a little bit of like
Fuck you, Paris.
it's like B+ film acting, you know.
Perfect.
It's not quite like a bad B film.
I just see people trying hard, even if they don't get there.
Right, like,
Yeah.
the effects
The
are
Keanu
the
Reeves
best.
School of Acting.
Right. I mean, it's not like dry delivery lines. It's just sometimes you're kind of like, you know. But it's
Oh,
great.
you said
Yeah,
that.
but
Oh,
you see
no.
its tits in like the first 5 minutes. I don't know. You can't knock that. So
Okay. Okay.
that is one of the films that got us first, like directly really talking on probably a regular basis. He was looking for movie recommendations, and I was like, he was looking for something he hasn't seen before, and I just always loved this movie.
Oh wow.
And it's always a hard one to find though.
Oh,
The
okay.
Vampire Journals by Full Moon Productions. Recently though, I watched so much stuff, I can't remember it.
I mean,
It's
that's
like-
fine.
if
You just
nothing-
want to give one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if nothing
that's fine.
jumps out at you, that's fine too. Recently, I think Amanda was just giving you like an idea of order
Yeah.
to like maybe
Yeah.
help you.
Because I'm sure you guys have a whole
narrow it
Debbie of.
All right, Netflix. I mean, you binge watch so much stuff, and then you're just like,
Mhm.
what did I watch?
What
yesterday?
did I
don't
see?
remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what I watched
Yeah.
yesterday.
No. You binge watch so much stuff, and then you completely forget it later.
Most recent, I was watching TV and I saw a new commercial for Pepto-Bismol.
On television, you say?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like commercial recommendation
No,
of it.
We see a lot of movies. We get
Sure.
we see a lot of advanced
Throw
screenings
together
before they
everything.
come out, and a lot of it is crap. A lot
Oh,
of it
yeah,
is
100%.
a lot of crap.
As somebody who gets a lot of screeners as a film critic, oh yeah.
There's one movie that came out recently though that has stuck with me, and I keep talking about it and I keep referencing it, and I don't know if you've seen it, or if you've seen it, or you've heard much about it. Probably have. Brightburn.
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
Really?
And it haunts me.
It was
Like, I
refreshing.
still think about it. It's
I don't think
such
I've
a
seen that.
simple tale.
It's kind of like if Superman fell to Earth. I mean, this is the gist.
Oh.
This is the gist I get.
Oh.
But he was evil instead of good.
The mom is someone interesting and important.
I don't
Once-
remember her name, but she did.
Elizabeth Banks.
Slither.
Yes.
Boom.
Oh, blonde.
Yeah.
Blonde and interesting.
So the reason why
Pittsburgh porn.
it ended up being so amazing was that you don't see this level of gore coming.
Oh wow.
And it's
Oh.
so
It's
good.
beautiful gore.
And it's
Oh, I love
surprising.
it.
And
I love
it
beautiful
really kind of makes you go, oh fuck.
part. Okay.
Like,
It's
it's done so well, and you feel it, and you're like, oh no.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I was actually going to avoid that because I felt like people were like, "Oh, the trailer ruined the reveal," and I was like,
No.
I don't think that that's the case. But anyway,
They
yeah,
don't
I'll
give you
check
the
it
gist
out.
of the story because that's not a surprise.
Okay.
You know, like, but the stuff that goes down,
Okay.
you don't see it coming.
Oh, I'm excited.
yeah. I was
now.
surprised. I didn't expect it, and then I didn't expect what happened. I knew the movie was going to happen.
Right.
Right, you know the tale, but now you know that there's gore in the movie if you haven't seen it. But a lot of times people they either overdo it or they don't do it enough,
Right.
or you can tell that
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like they just put that there.
You can go either like
Yeah.
like A24 horror or like
Yeah.
Sam
I
Raimi.
mean, they kind of do allude to a little bit of gore in the previews, but just what
Yeah.
you see is so
Yeah.
well
It's
done.
so realistic.
It's not like, ooh,
Oh,
like
okay.
intense gore. It's just what they did is gonna fuck you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm into it. All right.
Because it's realistic. Like if you were to
Okay.
see it, you'd be like, that would actually happen.
So like sinew, like
Well, yeah.
Amanda's like, tell me about the joint fluid. Like,
it's like as a Hannibal the series fan, I want to know about that
yeah.
sinew.
Yeah, that was a beautiful series.
Yeah, that's beautiful gore. I mean, it's like that's your level.
Rococo gore.
Rococo.
It's
gore.
Rococo
Was it,
gore.
Hannibal Rising, which was basically Hannibal Lecter as a young boy coming into his Hannibal cell was surprisingly sexy
Mm.
and
Do you think
fucked
Brian
up
Fuller
dark.
watched it and was like, I'm gonna take this
Yeah.
a little bit further?
You get a little bit of a crush on him when he's like a young teenager, 20s-ish.
I had a crush
you
on
know?
like Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal.
He's sexy
I
as
just
fuck.
like
Ooh,
this
yeah.
is still doing it
He's
for
like
me,
a
and that
silver
man
fox.
is very old.
Yeah.
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 Oh no, he's
But,
charming.
Hannibal Rising, if you've never seen
Such a
that
gem.
one, it is really, I think, a very underrated film.
I
It's,
think I completely wiped that from my memory.
it's got some beautiful scenery, and it's got some really good torture scenes that you just don't see coming. And they don't they don't go outlandish. They don't throw a whole bunch of blood at you, but you're just kind of like, also that guy deserved it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like revenge. It starts in revenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for those recs, you guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. So, where can people find you? Other than YouTube channel. I mean, you can say the YouTube channel, but
Please.
beyond that.
Say it
We
all.
try to keep it simple. Grimm with 2 M's. Life like a game. Collective. On every aspect of social media. The only
Excellent.
one that's different is Grimm Life is on just Grimm Life. That's Twitter.
Twitter.
Twitter. The dead
Twitter.
bird thing.
Ugh.
The thing I love about doing lives is that people are throwing suggestions out for us.
Oh, really?
They're saying, don't forget Reanimator and John Carpenter's A Thing. And speaking of Sam Raimi, Drag Me to Hell is a fun, semi-recent movie.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Which are all very good, yeah.
Okay.
I've heard good things about Drag Me to Hell, and I just
I
haven't
think
been
you
there
would
yet.
like it. I think you would really like it. Yeah.
But whoever said The Thing,
I watched The Thing in the
Classic.
middle of a
So good.
Syracuse winter when
yeah.
my husband was like out of town. He was visiting a sibling in Rochester, and I was like, I'm making a mistake, but you know what? I don't care. It was such a good rewatch.
Mhm.
They were made that day.
Yeah.
It's like,
What are you gonna do?
You wanna know what's awesome about Sam Raimi though? Yeah,
Everything.
Sam Raimi, right? Yeah, phenomenal,
Also,
right?
total stone cold fox when he was younger. Look up Sam Raimi young. Pretty fucking cute.
He's, he did the Evil Dead. He did Evil Dead 2, The Army of Darkness, Drag Me to Hell. Drag Me to Hell came after the Spider-Man days.
Yeah,
Because he
did.
started getting away from horror.
Didn't he also do Xena?
I don't know if he,
He
did
might have been a
parts of
producer.
It
Yeah.
was Anna Raimi. I think it was his brother.
Yeah, Ted.
Ted.
Ted Raimi, yeah.
Ted Raimi, yeah.
Which is an amazing guy. But the movie Crawl that's coming out. He had parts of that. So it was directed by Alejandro Aja.
Yeah. Who
Who
did
did High Tension
Yeah.
and House of the
not House of a Thousand.
No.
Not House of the
And
Thousand.
Hills Have Eyes.
Hills Have
Hills Have
Eyes.
Eyes, the
But
remake.
Sam Raimi had a big part in that movie.
Really?
This movie coming out, so it looks phenomenal. And it takes place in Florida.
What?
Ah.
Alligator horror movies taking place in Florida?
Right?
Can I just mention
Unrealistic.
we have found 3 alligators in Pittsburgh
Really?
in the past 2 months?
So one of them is in Beachview, which is like
I still
a.
haven't seen one live. I've been in Florida for
Oh, really?
Well, now you can. Just go down to the river.
I love alligators and crocodiles, but so there was a gator on the loose in Florida. I'm surprised we haven't, in Beachview, Jesus. And then I was like mentioning this to my coworker, and she's like, "I just bought a house there." And I was like, I dearly hope this is your neighbor.
Well, here's the thing. He was a pet. It's not like he swam up into Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's right. I read about this recently.
His
It was
name
in
is-
the news.
His name is Chomp,
Yeah.
which I love. There's a photo of his owner holding him like a baby.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I think all 3 of the alligators were like pet alligators that
At
got
first
loose.
he wasn't claiming them, but then he was like, "Yeah, I want my alligators back."
Right.
He's like, can you just give me back my alligators?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I feel for him so much because
You
sometimes
gotta love an alligator.
you love things
Yeah.
that are a little weird that
Yeah.
society thinks maybe is not great, and then
And you
responsibly
read anything as
or
a
not,
baby.
you
It's
vibe
gonna be your
in.
baby.
Yeah. So it's like I totally understand like the human connection
Yeah.
this man has to that
I also-
alligator. I don't think the alligator has that connection to him. I don't think they're capable. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, reptile lovers. I don't think they love you back. I think they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're
Yeah.
warm and you feed me.
I think if it's
Which is
like
also
a,
how cats feel.
from birth
Yeah, to be
or
fair.
from a hatchling kind of age, they do imprint.
Right,
They
so
become,
maybe,
like,
yeah.
they're not wild,
Mhm.
but maybe not the best choice in the residential neighborhood.
No. So, but he was also like, the kids come around and they love Pet and Chomp, and I was like, that's the sweetest thing, but also, I just feel like there should maybe be a little bit of oversight there. Not a lot, but just a little.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just a teeny.
I don't know.
Check the enclosure. Just make sure it's
So Chomp the alligator, we recommend
100%.
with an asterisk.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chomp. I hope Chomp becomes the mascot for some weird like minor league Pittsburgh team,
Fuck
like
yeah.
some like softball team. What?
We
Yeah.
should have Pittsburgh basketball. I don't give a fuck about basketball, but it's the only like major whatever like national
That we don't
sport
have.
that we don't have. So
Yeah.
we should
Oh,
have the Pittsburgh Gators. Yeah, black and yellow with a little bit of green.
I support this.
I like this a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So is there? So yeah, you said Twitter, Facebook.
Instagram and
Yeah.
Facebook. Yeah,
Okay.
and YouTube. That's the
Okay.
big one.
Cool. So they can find you all there. That's awesome.
Yeah. And for our viewers who are tuning in right now, where can they find you guys?
So you can find us on. Oh no.
He's summoning the information from you, Amanda.
So Ghoul On Ghoul, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram. Ghoul X Ghoul Pod. You can also find us on Facebook, although we have a bad habit of not updating. You're better at it. You're doing better at it, Sarah. Sarah's our main social media person.
I just hate Facebook.
Yeah,
We'll put all the links down in our description
Thank
for
you.
them
Thank you so much, sweetie.
For the people who are tuning into our live view, there's a whole other first half of tonight that you haven't been a
this
part
is
of.
gonna be an entire episode.
Y'all don't want to miss it. I promise you. It's lit.
This has been an interesting time.
Talk some talk.
too. Right?
And walk some walk.
Secrets were told.
Oh yeah, I now know where body is.
We're gonna die with the secret.
Anyway. But yeah,
Do you need some help?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Oh my god, I drank all this wine. So yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Ghoul X Ghoul Pod. You can also find us on Facebook. We promise we'll update more. And you can find us on Libsyn, iTunes, and Stitcher. Thank you, Sarah. And Stitcher. Also, rate, review, subscribe. You know, the usual stuff. Also, tell a friend.
Yeah.
We get a lot of listeners word of mouth. So
That
really
means
appreciate
the
that.
most to us,
Yeah, I
for
think so.
sure.
Also, I'm guessing a lot of people are not from Pittsburgh. Come to Pittsburgh and hang out. It's a pretty
Yes.
ghoulish place.
Surprisingly, we have people from all over the world.
Yeah, we've got several
like
across the pond
Norway
right now.
and
Ah.
so
Come to Pittsburgh. We have haunted houses. We have zombies.
So, a recap for our people who are just tuning in. Again, what is it that you guys specialize in? Paranormal.
We are a ParaNorman podcast.
We watch the movie ParaNorman every
Just
day.
every single time.
Every
Help.
podcast, full
Help.
movie.
We're big stop motion
Join
animation
us.
enthusiasts.
No, so our podcast is called Ghoul on Ghoul. We're a supernatural, sex-positive horror comedy podcast featuring first-person encounters with paranormal and other creepy cool stuff.
Yeah, we talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk about cryptids. We talk about haunted places. We talk about
UFOs,
cults,
folklore,
UFOs,
some
folklore.
true crime stuff too. Just like whatever,
Just a sprinkling.
whatever raises the hair on the back of your neck and also makes you feel a little funny in your
Like-
pants.
Yeah, we talk
We
about.
talk about that.
We talk about fucking ghosts.
We talk about fucking ghosts.
I feel like this is like literally just like a group of close friends who are into the same shit, just sitting down, drinking a couple beers, and being like, what if?
Yeah.
I love it.
Who would you fuck? Dracula, werewolf,
That is an
Dracula,
actual thing.
werewolf,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Raccoon,
Ooh.
Frankenstein.
Ooh.
Dracula Dead and Loving It. Wrong me.
She's almost dead.
I
Like,
take
it's
dead
very,
chicks.
it's very organic. You know, you guys gotta admit it. It's very organic.
Thank you.
Thank you so
It
much.
literally just, I mean, we are sitting just around a table, but
And my hot ass dining room.
It's so hot, you
it
guys.
feels
Yeah.
so good.
It's not too bad. It's been worse in here.
No, it has been.
I have a question.
Oh, please.
Yes?
Did one of your friends make that Bruce Springsteen poster?
No, this is from an artist. I wish I could remember his name. I bought this at the Three Rivers Arts Festival. But yeah, this is I wish I could push up the thing. But yeah, this is an artist. He's actually has a couple prints.
Don't get me wrong. I love Bruce Springsteen, and that's awesome. But I'm kind of sad that it's not called Spruce Springsteen.
So he looks like a tree.
Because he looks like a tree.
It really does.
Yeah.
The etching is very strange.
I love it. I love Bruce, and people here in Pittsburgh
Oh,
know
people.
Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
He's
People.
played
Joe
quite a few times.
Grishecki.
Joe Grishecki. Yeah.
The first dance to even Amanda's wedding was a cover of I'm on Fire.
I'm on fire.
Beautiful
Yeah.
song.
So
Yeah.
beautiful. I
Chromatics.
mean, not surprisingly, I full on wept because I cried everything. But
I did.
yeah, I was just like ugly crying at their wedding. It was amazing.
My husband cried. I did not.
I listen to a lot of rockabilly and psychobilly, and there's
Nice.
a band called Gowanna Bats who does a cover of that, and it's phenomenal.
Oh, I'll have to check
Okay.
it out.
Is that who does our intro? No.
No,
it's not.
that's Batmobile. Batmobile, which is a
I love
a
your
Dutch
intro, by the way.
psychobilly band.
Not
I
Brad
get that
Mobile.
question a lot.
Yeah.
Who does the intro
This
to
is
the
the right
right
song.
song?
Yeah, so Batmobile is a good group of guys from like the 80s who does psychobilly, and I
Okay.
met them in Nashville and did an interview, a grim interview with the lead singer, and asked him directly, can I use your song
Oh,
for
nice.
this? And on camera he's like, yes. And I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
sweet. So,
Oh,
good
damn.
group of
That's
guys.
nice.
Cool.
We need to do that.
I know, right?
We need to just berserk bands in Pittsburgh and be like, can we use your music on our thing?
Just show up
We
with
know a
them,
bunch of them, yeah.
sit on their porch and be like,
Hey.
Now?
Show a little boob.
It just
Which I'm
occurred
sure
to
we
me.
did.
That's my job.
I was telling your viewers earlier that there was a whole other half to this. We were filming that too. I forgot to say. We will be posting that, so you guys can watch it, but definitely go and listen to the podcast to hear it as well.
It's going to be edited, just so make sure.
wait, you're gonna edit?
I have to edit this. This is very long.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly, we've trimmed down worse and weirder, so don't feel
Like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Is there a limit?
There's no limit. We try to keep it under an hour 30, just
Makes
because.
But we're gone.
Like upload time.
We'll be okay. I feel like I'm already making mental notes of where I'm going to cut. So
Right.
fair
Like
enough.
we've been doing it for a year, but it's long enough for us to kind of know in the moment when it's like, oh, like we're gonna trim out this little bit, like we can, cut out this thing and that thing. If there's something that you're like, it is so meaningful to me to talk about how much I love data
All of
from
it.
the next generation, like let us know. But yeah, we try not to.
We did that in UFO Tea.
Did we?
The episode, yeah.
Oh wait, talk about data.
You and Matt talked about Star Trek. Yeah. Anyway.
I'll talk about it all the time.
I like to tell folks that we are the travel channel of the weird.
Nice.
Thank
I
you.
love that.
Oh.
I will definitely be using that in all of my
Yeah.
social media descriptions of you.
So,
Travel channel.
for the live stuff, we don't edit it though.
No.
Oh, of course not.
That's fine.
It's
No, I
live,
understand.
baby.
Just saying, this is going to be edited in. So
Podcast.
you're getting exclusive content.
Right.
We specialize in spooky and weird places.
Yeah.
But ultimately, our main goal in life is to make people's lives harder. So have fun editing that way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's all
Anytime.
about I don't do shit. So
Oh yeah,
it's perfect.
I'll sit with this for a good 4 hours. It's fine.
Oh, wow.
So we don't have to end the live thing, but I feel like we should get a good recording of us all saying "Ghoul bye," which is how we end the
Okay.
podcast. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so what we do is we say 3, 2, 1, Ghoul bye. So
Ghoul
ready?
bye.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1.
Ghoul
Ghoul
on.
bye. Awesome.
That was fun.
Oh, that was so fun.
Probably end this soon because my poor husband probably wants to go to bed.
Aww,
So
so
unfortunately.
you just like keep screaming.
But if you guys want to keep this, do you want to do anything else while we're on?
We can whatever. Hi.
Hey.
Avocado.
Avocados,
Welcome
mangoes.
to my home. I didn't paint this room, so if you're judging my choice of paint, it's not mine.
She's lying. Before we started this, she was like, "Look at my masterpiece." And I was like, "Great."
I like the color of this room.
No, I actually like this color, but when I first came into this house, because you can notice that every room is a different color, I was like, I don't know about this, but I'm too lazy to repaint it.
You're kind of blending in right now. Your shirt's the same color.
I know, it's
I'm
a
like,
little
why is there a
weird.
floating head over there?
I call this white lady green.
All right, so we have a bit of a live thing going on here. We just got done doing a podcast with Ghoul On Ghoul, which is based here in Pittsburgh,
Hey guys.
Pennsylvania. Had fun. Talked for probably about 2.5 hours.
2 hours and 60 minutes.
Wow.
Getting there.
Didn't even feel like
Good
that
job.
long.
Met some really nice people.
Yeah.
Good
You're
friends.
welcome.
You guys are good friends now.
This was amazing.
So, thank
You
you.
guys
Yeah.
came in as strangers and you were leaving as friends. So
Yay.
that's all I'm gonna say.
That's
about
what
that.
a very hot room and a little bit of rosé will do.
And
You
I
guys
got,
are awesome.
I get to show you guys. I popped one off. With, so it is literally. It's just a
Oh, you're doing so
on.
great.
I got some nail glue in my purse. I just pop them right back on.
Also, is that coffin ring your wedding ring?
Yes.
Oh,
Ooh.
I love you guys.
You guys are
so
great.
much.
I always like to take off because it's like it feels like it blends into my finger a little bit.
It's so
That's really
cool.
pretty.
Yeah.
I
By
like that
a
a lot.
company called Coffin Gems. I found them through Instagram, and I saw it, and I was just like, "That's my wedding ring."
I love
And
this so
we
much.
happened to be talking at the time about getting married, and so
Mhm.
the ring was not a
That
surprise.
is so legit.
I picked out my own wedding ring.
This is incredible.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
but he had it. Once it came in the mail, I didn't see it. I
If
mean,
you're spending more than $20 on a ring, like you should, like your partner should know. You
Yeah.
know, like I
oh
feel
yeah,
like
like
it,
we discussed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought my one.
I paid for my ring. Actually, I paid for it.
right. No,
Um,
when my marriage that is not a thing anymore, I pointed to my ring like at an antique store and I was like, that's what I want. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it was
Do you
like
still
really
have it?
romantic. I do. I don't know where it is. Like all of the things.
Much like your ex-husband.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you know where
I
he is.
think he's in Florida. I don't know. Steve,
Well,
if you're
I don't know.
listening, I wish you well.
What?
I originally took her hand and I had a worm, and I was like, I tried
did
tying it,
and
but it broke,
I would be like, we're done.
then you had 3 worms, which
right?
is awesome.
And it was just like,
Funny
Yeah.
enough,
And then they grew.
And
by
she's
the time
like, I
we
love
got married,
worms.
so he proposed
My
Christmas
trousseau.
Eve.
Oh, you.
We
oh,
got
yeah.
married in May, but we never picked out his ring. So we literally were like running around his doors just looking for
They don't
a
matter.
Any old ring.
Wedding rings don't
we got it
matter.
on
Like
River Street in
5
Savannah,
minutes.
Georgia for like $7.
Wait, did we
Nice.
get it before or
Really?
after?
The
Okay,
day we got
Nice.
married. The
But did
day
we
we
do
got
it
married.
before or after this?
After.
Okay, so we went to the courthouse, we did all the paperwork, and then we went and got it, and then we did the official
Mhm.
ceremony. So we just got married by a friend in the park.
I love
That's
that
lovely.
so much.
Madison Square.
Can I just say I got a low disk space warning?
Yeah, bitch.
It's okay. I have a hard drive. I'm just gonna take all of our past episodes and transfer them over.
I should probably stop this too, to be honest.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. They're probably like,
Oh,
why are they
yeah.
talking about wedding bands?
They're asking if we can tell you what your YouTube channel link is.
Ours?
Link at
We do not have a YouTube.
Should we have one?
I
Do you
think
wanna
I
look
know
at us?
your Facebook link.
I think it would be awesome if you
Really?
guys would set up a camera
It's Ghoul
and
On
just
Ghoul
record it.
everywhere, right?
Yeah, Ghoul on Ghoul, like
well,
GHOUL.
So here's the thing. On Instagram and Twitter, it's Ghoul X Ghoul Pod.
Okay, wait.
Ghoul, the letter X Ghoul Pod.
Here.
But on Facebook, it's just Ghoul on Ghoul. We don't do very much video stuff at all. Not because we're unwilling, just because we haven't really
It's a
thought
lot.
of it.
I mean,
It is
you
a
can
lot.
see our podcast
It's a
setup.
lot as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so am I in the frame? So this is our logo. Can
Cute.
you see it?
There you go. Yeah, you can even get closer if you'd like.
Oh, hey, our logo design is by Matt Buchholz of Alternate Histories.
Alternate
I really like
Histories.
the logo. It's really
His
cute.
shit
It's
is
cute.
so cool. If you like kind of
Look it up. Alternate histories.
There you
yeah. If you like cool,
Oh, they can take
kitschy, like kind of throwback mid-century
Thank you.
stuff, you'll love Matt's stuff. Alternate Histories.
Do you
Check
like
him out.
monsters and public domain images?
Yeah. That's literally it. Yeah. Oh yeah.